Hey everybody, welcome to Blockbuster Box Sets. On today's episode, it's kind of a mashup of a haul video meets highlights from my collection. Today we're going to be talking about Studio Ghibli or Ghibli. Not sure how to pronounce that, but let's talk about it. Today I recently got in some of the Studio Ghibli. That's how I'm going to pronounce it. I don't know if that's the correct way to pronounce it, but the Studio Ghibli. If you're not familiar with Studio Ghibli, they are a Japanese animation studio and they tell such amazing stories, incredible animation. This isn't Dragon Ball Z shit we're talking here. We're talking really good, like any one of these movies could be done live action. In fact, some like Spirited Away actually have a successful running stage play with it. These are tremendous stories, so if you're not familiar with them, I highly recommend them. A lot of them are more geared toward younger adults. I don't want to say kids. It just depends on the story. Some of them are extremely like adult oriented in the fact that it's mature subject matter. Like Grave of Fireflies is a tremendous story. It's insanely sad. It is not. I would not show that to children. There's no like bad language or anything, but just the subject matter is definitely geared toward adults. At least in my mind, it is. Like I said, the stories that they tell, there's no, we got to put them in a certain type of box category. Some are comedies, some are more for like mature audiences. Some are just really sad, some are funny and cute. But I just wanted to kind of show you my collection. I also got 6 more I just added to this, so that's why this episode's kind of a mashup of a haul video meets highlights from my collection, because I already had a good number of the Studio Ghibli titles in my collection, and I have the slip boxes for them, which I'm actually gonna, now that I've gotten better at how I make these and what I do and have a higher quality printer, I'm actually gonna go back and redo a lot of these to bring them up to the standard. So the ones I'll be showing you are actually ones that I made for myself like 2 years ago. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's amazing. Time flies when you're having fun. But I'm gonna show you the titles that I just got. So we'll do the haul video part of it first, and then we'll roll into the highlights from my collection part of it. Okay, so I literally got these in today, and for the haul part of this video, I can tell you right now, I haven't seen any of these. These are all blind buys. These were they had gone on sale on Groove, or at least the price finally came down to a point that I was ready to pull the trigger on for blind buys. I love all of the Studio Ghibli titles that I've seen and I have in the highlights of my collection part of this. So I figured the rest of these can't be, they can't be bad. So I'm probably going to like them on some level, because there's not one of the others that I've seen that I didn't like. But the first one up, and again, I got these today, so I don't even have them out of the plastic yet. But they're all steel books, and this one's from Up on Poppy Hill. So I'm excited to see this one. I have heard some good stuff about this one in particular. Some of these, like of the haul video, people in my community, they have them, so they had an opinion about that. But this one I'm excited about. I will say that one of the things that I don't like about the Studio Ghibli steelbooks is they're very plain. They're very plain Jane. All of these I'm going to show you have like one character and title. They just have assortment of colors. This one, I'm not sure if it's translating well, but it kind of looks like a grayish blue. I don't know if that kind of shows up at all on the light. But This one says from the creators of Spirited Away and Howl's Moving Castle. So it can't be that bad because I love both of those. But this is the first one in the haul part of the video from Up on Poppy Hill. Next title up that I have from Studio Ghibli, again, another blind. All of these ones that I'm showing you that are not in a slip box or blind buys. This one's Earwig and the Witch. And don't know anything about it. Couldn't tell you. I mean, I could read the card, but I think you can do that too. So, again, like I was saying, all of the steelbooks, they're all plain Jane. They're very simple. This is the part, and this is why I will nitpick this, is from an artistic standpoint, is they put so much into the animation of all of these films. There's so much beautiful artwork. I can't believe that they just don't have any of that on here. Like, just print the poster art, something. Like, this is just very, very plain Jane. Kind of gives me like back in the day, very plain Disney minimalistic. Almost kind of like, well, not even back in the day. Like, I think Disney, they had put out those 100th anniversary steelbooks that were silver that were just like nobody liked. That's kind of the vibes I'm getting with this. But there's that one. And I look forward to seeing all of these. I will, as I see them, I'll do like a review. So for those of you that like the Studio Ghibli films and have seen like the more popular ones and are unsure about whether you want to pull the trigger on some of these, I will do a movie review of sorts on each and every one of them. Next one up is Only Yesterday. Apparently, I was just kind of reading the back of the card. I'll just read you not the whole thing. I'm just going to read you just a little bit so you kind of get it. So it says, having lived her whole life in the city, 27-year-old decides to visit her relatives in the countryside. As she travels, memories of her youth resurface, and after meeting a young farmer, she starts to wonder if she's been true to the dreams of her childhood self. So that sounds pretty interesting. I'm all about that. I'll let you guys know. Next one up that I have is The Secret World of Heredity. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not. Again, like really, like I was telling you, like all the steelbooks, they all have this. It's just like logo, title, one character kind of thing. But this one says, of course, I'm trying to read this without my glasses. For those of you over 40, you know the struggle is real. From the creators of Spirited Away and Ponyo. Okay, all right, I'm already intrigued. It says, in a secret world hidden beneath the floorboards, little people called burrowers live out of sight of humans. But when brave and tiny Arietta is out gathering supplies, she is discovered. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. It's already intriguing. It kind of gives me Fraggle Rock kind of vibes going on there of human sees a Fraggle Rock and tries to go down in the tunnel. I don't know if that's what the story is going to be, but I am excited to check this out. And if you have seen any of these, please leave a comment and let me know if you liked it, if you didn't like it. You know, no spoilers though. All right, we got two more in the haul part of this video, and then we're going to get to the highlights from my collection aspect of it. But this one is when Maria was there, and again, same thing, same plain Jane kind of steelbooks. I guess, you know, I could have not gotten the steelbooks. I mean, as far as I know, all of these did get like standard editions, but the other ones that I have were steelbooks. So the completionist in me was like, get all the steelbooks, do it now. So when the price finally came down where they were all really pretty cheap, that I was willing to pull the trigger on it. And these are all Blu-ray. This studio has only recently started to do 4Ks. I don't know if I'll double dip on all of them, but if they ever came out with a 4K of like Spirited Away or Howl's Moving Castle, like some of the bigger titles, I would definitely double dip on. But this one, you know, we'll definitely check it out, and it'll give us something to talk about when I see it, and then we can, you know, share our opinions, especially on the live streams. And the last title for our haul part of this video is the tale of Princess Kawagiu. I'm sure I'm butchering the hell out of that, but again, blind buy, don't know. I was just briefly, I was just briefly reading the back card, and I'm a pretty goofy guy. And when I was reading this, all I could think of was the movie. If depending on how old you are, when you watch the movie trailers, they always have the narrator guy. And so I'm reading this, and I'm really gonna read it to you, but this is what it sounds like in my head, right? So it says, "From the legendary Studio Ghibli, creators of Spirited Away, comes a powerful and sweeping epic that redefines animated storytelling." I mean, so like. So I just had to share that with you. That's what pops in my head when I read stuff like that. I mean, they're really going for epic there. They really put in the good effort. But I will check this out, and I will report back on what I think of this film. All right, so that's the haul part of the video. Now let's get to the good shit. All right, so this is going to be the highlights from my collection aspect of it. So these are films that I've already had for quite some time. Let's just get the big one out of the way first. I saw Spirited Away when I saw it when it first came to the States. So I saw it on the big screen, and I was blown away. This is a fantastic story. It's definitely not underrated. Like, it gets all of the props that it deserves. Great story, fun for like any age. Quite honestly, kids can watch this. Young adults. Adults, full grown. But I'll show you the Steelbook first. So again, Steelbook is, they're all going to have that, like I said, very simple design, just one character from it. And they give you, this one is the Blu-ray and the DVD. And I, for some reason, have the J card in here, but whatever. But so I did a slip box for this, and this is what I ended up doing with it, and had it's so hard to determine like what the original poster of it was, and what I mean by that is she is on multiple posters, but the background changes a little bit different. But I like this one, so this is the one I went with. And then just to show you, like, this is how long ago it was. I was doing the studio logos on it, but I did the title there, and then this was the back. Which, if you've not seen Spirited Away, this is the film that I like point people to get into Studio Ghibli titles. Because I think a lot of people that haven't seen any of them, they hear the word anime and they automatically go to like, Dragon Ball Z or Cowboy Bebop or, stuff like that. And these are not that at all. This is a wonderful adventure, and it's a growing up kind of story. So she's the main character, and she gets, swept away in this, when I say spiritual, I don't mean like religious or anything like that. I mean, like literally it's spirits, the spirit world kind of creatures. And she has to kind of grow up and take on responsibility and find her courage so that she can save her parents and escape, and return to the normal world. Great film. Highly recommend this. This is like I said, this is your gateway drug, as it were. If you're interested in any of the Studio Ghibli titles, this is the one I would point you to for your first viewing. Next title up is Castle in the Sky. This is another one, totally different kind of story. That's what I love about the Studio Ghibli line is every story is unique. It's not a specific genre of films that they make. The only thing that is like common to them all is that it's animation. But that's the cover I went with, and then on the back, this is the artwork. This is what earlier when I was saying, like a lot of these could be like live action. This one could totally be live action, and you would love it. It's kind of got a little bit of like Uncharted kind of vibe to it a little bit, as far as like the adventure part of finding this castle in the sky. This is the Steelbook. Again, I will give them props on this. At least they all match stylistically. All the Steelbooks match. Unlike some studios like Paramount that changed the Mission Impossible Steelbook designs like 5 frickin' times over. Studio Ghibli has been solidly consistent with their style, so I highly recommend this one as well. This is another one that's like it's a little bit more mainstream than Spirited Away. Spirited Away has that little bit of that mystical, spirits. There's like a river spirit and there's a radish spirit, but they like take on the forms of different things. So if you're not so much like into that kind of stuff, your imagination sucks. Then I would say, this would be another good one to start with in the line. And if you like this, then you'll like a lot of the other ones that I'm about to show you. Next title up this is like one of the, here's the thing. It's great animation. The story is very powerful. But it is depressing as fuck. And I'm not sure that even for myself, I don't even have children. This really bothered me. It really made me upset, made me sad. I will say what you will about any of these. One of the things that they do is they make you feel. You really connect emotionally with these films. I am talking about Grave of Fireflies. And so this is the back panel that I did for my slipbox with this. And I actually just recently did this one. So this one's up to the standard. But this is the only one that I won't have to redo from the other ones. And this one... Now I just got done saying that they were super consistent and they're all the same style, and then they go do this. No, it's a little bit more animated than the others, but it isn't tremendously. That being said, it's a little bit different. I forgot that they had done that with this Steelbook, but it's a great film. It's just not one that you're going to want to gravitate toward and watch over and over again because the subject matter is so dark and depressing, if that makes sense. This film, it takes place during World War II, and it centers around, it's kind of, I don't want to give this away. I mean, it's not like it was some major epic that for spoilers, but basically the gist is, it's an overall story that takes place during World War II, are centered around these two children as you slowly watch them struggle and starve to death. I don't know how else to put that. That's what it's about. Okay, so let's switch to another film, a little more upbeat, a little more happy-go-lucky. So this one is Nazca of the Valley of the Wind. This is another one that's kind of like Castle in the Sky. It's based on in an alien type world. You could kind of I don't want to equate this to Avatar world, but you can kind of it's a mishmash of real world meets there's obviously sci-fi elements to it, but post-apocalyptic type stuff. But not everything's a desert kind of shit. This is really good. I highly recommend this film. I know I'm not giving the most in-depth of the story points of it, but I want you guys to discover, if you have not seen these, I want you to discover these. These are really good. This is more, I guess in the end, this is more of a recommendation video than anything else than look at the box that I made. These are great films that I feel like a large majority of people that are just not naturally drawn to anime would easily overlook because they're like, it's anime, it's gonna be, you know, Dragon Ball Z and kamikazes and stuff like that, and it's not. These are honestly, these stories and how they tell them in the animation is better than most of the films that come out today. Like, I really recommend folks give these a shot. Back to form. We're back to consistency again of style. The Grave of Fireflies, it feels like a little hiccup. When we get to the only other one that I'm like not sure of is The Boy and the Heron. I can't remember what that steelbook looks like, but I guess we're gonna find out in this video. But this one's really good. It's a very adventurous type film. Strong female characters, no woke message, none of that kind of thing. Very well written. A lot of these films, these are great recommendations for your kids. Because they obviously stimulate the imagination of your children and of youth, but also each one of them has a lesson of you having to, accept responsibility, to have courage, to go on adventures, to explore, to expand. So I recommend these for like all ages, but if you have kids, minus Grave of Fireflies, like all of these others, I highly recommend that you see. Next title up that I have, this one, I will say, now I'm an aviation enthusiast, but I have mixed feelings about this one. I'm talking about Porco Rosso, and again, great animation. Story's okay. It's not fate of the world kind of story. But of all of the films in the ones that I have slip boxes for that I've actually seen, because I haven't seen any of the ones that I showed you before, but of all the ones I've seen, this one is like my least favorite. It's not that I disliked it. It's just this would be, if you were giving them a rating of like what's your favorite kind of thing, this would be at the bottom. I can't explain to you exactly why. It just wasn't as cute or fun to me, but Porco Rosso, it's still a good time. I still recommend it, but I wouldn't say don't make this your first film to watch on. There's your steelbook, and again, very, very simple, plain. That's like my number one thing, talking about like negative space or just like wasted. They could have put anything on any of these steelbooks, but they chose not to. They went the simple minimalist design. All I can say is at least they were consistent about it. So the collection goes together, but Porco Rosso, give it a shot. This next title up, this was another one that I got to see in the theater. So I saw Spirited Away in the theater when it first came, and then this one just recently came out in the last like year or two, as far as I remember. It could have been longer. Time flies when you're having fun. But this one is The Boy and the Heron, and this is another one that it's a good combination of, well, it's got a little bit of time travel. It's got a little bit of fantasy elements to it. It's good. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites, but it's higher than Porco Rosso. But it centers around this kid, and I don't want to give too much away, but like I said, there's a little bit of a like time loop thing going on with that, but also has a lot of if you ever seen The Giver or read the book The Giver, it kind of gave me a little bit of vibes of that a little bit as well. But I definitely recommend it. And this was like the first one that they came out with that's on 4K. And then this is the back. And then I guess it's like the newer ones that came out, like Grave of Fireflies and The Boy and the Heron. The Boy and the Heron and Grave of Fireflies, the steelbook, This must be the new design that they're running with, which is fun. I very much like this steelbook. I like the aesthetics of this one, and it continues. It continues on the back as well. So they're actually utilizing the backspace. I'm starting to turn into Ken the Complainer. I was just bitching about it, but they have fixed it. So I give them props for utilizing the space and giving us stuff like that. This is a really good movie. I would say it's a little bit more on the younger adults. I don't think like young kids are gonna watch, like, be able to hold their attention with this one. This one's a little bit more story heavy involved. I definitely would say young adult. Like, you're like talking like preteen, young teen, and then, for the rest of us older people that look back on our youth type thing. I would say that's what this one appeals, or who it would appeal to, I should say. But Boy and the Heron, definitely check it out. Next up on our highlights from my collection, Studio Ghibli title. This one's one of my favorites. I really like this one. I can't even actually tell you why it's one of my favorites. I just really, I find myself smiling a lot when I watch this movie. I like movies like that, that make you feel happy. But I'm talking about Howl's Moving Castle, and that is amazing artwork. Absolutely love it. This is the back panel that I went with, and that is, this is Howl's Moving Castle, and here's the steelbook of it. So this was one of their Blu-ray DVD titles on it. So it has that simplistic style. It's not one of the newer ones with the 4K. It is a story of adventure, of love, of rediscovering oneself, like parts of you that you've like lost along the way in your journey of life, kind of thing, and also having people in your life bring the best out of you. So I definitely recommend this. This is really, really good. Not too sci-fi. It's not sci-fi. It's more of like magical type stuff going on. So if you're like a Harry Potter fan, stuff like that, then I would say like you would like stuff like this, as well as Kiki's Delivery Service, which I'll show here in just a minute. All right, so next one up is Kiki's Delivery Service. We were just talking about it, so I'm gonna bring it up. So here's Kiki's Delivery Service. This is the box that I made, and the artwork that I went with, and then this is the back. Now this one is more of the original poster art style. This one is actually a scene depiction. I think this is what they use for like one of their DVD covers or something like that. I just found it a little bit more interesting. But especially since the steelbook has the same... there went my J card. The steelbook has the same kind of artwork, of her. So I wanted something different for the front cover. But yeah, there's the steelbook. Again, like same style, so I'll give them props for consistency. This film is like definitely more like if you're a Harry Potter fan, if you like witches and sorcerers and that kind of magical world stuff, then this is where it's like normalized. That's why I say like Harry Potter, because it's like normal to them. So this is about a young girl who has reached the age. She's a young witch, and she is, but not like hee witch. We're talking like nice witch. That does stuff for you. But she's a young girl that's come of age, and she to go out on her own and discover what her like shtick is going to be for how she makes a living and what she does. So for her, she struggles a lot, but she ends up finding that she's good at being a delivery person. And then for me, my favorite part of this movie is the cat. The cat is freaking hilarious because he talks. But slowly, as since they're away from home and what's going on with her, she's not interacting with him so much. So she eventually gets to the point where she can't understand him anymore. Like, he's not speaking to her in where she's hearing English. He's just making, cat noises and shit. But it's hilarious what ensues. Again, another heartwarming tale. Coming of age, learning to take responsibility, finding your place in the world. Great movie, great story for young adults and kids, as well as us old geezers. I highly recommend Kiki's Delivery Service. Next up is My Neighbor Totoro. This is another one. I'm smiling just like thinking this movie's great. So it's very cute, definitely for like kids, young adults, and people of all ages. Gather around. It's really good. A lot of fun. Very cute story. This is the artwork that I went with in the back, and when you see the movie, you'll get it. But here's the steelbook of it, and I still have I call it a J card. It's not a J card. It's just a piece of paper, and it's pretty thin. For some of these, I guess I left it attached. But this one is centered around two little girls, and their kind of adventure, and the one stumbling upon this creature. It's really good. I don't want to give too much away, because I start talking about the story, and then next thing you know, you're like, well, I've seen it, or it doesn't appeal to me. I want you to kind of go into it based on my recommendation. This is one of my favorites. This is really good. I think you should check it out. Next title up is Princess Monaco. Really good artwork. Like this on the back as well. That's what I went with. Very colorful. And here's the spine. See that? The steelbook, again. Consistency. I give them props for consistency. This one is kind of like, I want to say like Japanese samurai kind of thing going on, but like I kind of get those vibes a little bit. It is centered around two characters, but in particular, obviously it's titled after her. There is some like mystical, magical elements to it, not overly that it would take you out of it. So if like you don't like magic and stuff like that, this would still appeal to you, I think. But it's definitely got like a nature vibe element to it as well. Really good. One of the more serious, a little bit more serious of a story versus like, My Neighbor Totoro, or like, some of these others, like I would say Ponyo, but if you're like preteen or older, I would say this one will definitely hold your attention. And depending on your interests, it will vary on how much you like it or love it. All right, I only got two left here. This one is The Wind Rises. And this one is another one that's it's not really that upbeat. It's not Grave of Fireflies. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you that. It's not that. But it is more of like a serious story, and it centers around this couple. So this guy and the girl that he comes to meet and marry. And it takes place during, I believe, like World War II. There's quite a bit of these that take place during World War II or right after, or the build-up kind of thing. None of these stories are like war stories. So I don't want you to like take that vibe or go in with that. This is really about his life with her, and it has obviously very like warm, touching moments mixed with the sadness and grief of, life and the things that were going on during that time. Really good story though. Highly recommend it. Definitely like preteen or older. You'll get way more out of this. I would not recommend this for like little kids. They will check out immediately and start hitting TikTok. Lastly, okay, this one is definitely for kids. I don't know if like preteens or teens would watch this, because I feel like for them, they're in that age where they would consider this like too young, or not too stupid, but like it would be too immature for them. But like when you get past your teenage years and you actually grow a brain, and then you discover that you don't know everything, this movie comes back to you as, you know, for appealing. I'm talking about Ponyo. This movie's great. It's super stupid cute. And it centers around Ponyo and this this family of a mother and a son. And here's the back. I really like this poster. I don't know what kind of vibes it's given me, but it makes me smile seeing it. Here's the steelbook. Again, this one matches. So they're very consistent, like I said, on their line. Let me see if I can read this one. So, from the legendary Studio Ghibli, creators of Spirited Away. Boy, they milk the shit out of that, by the way, on every one of these. Like, because Spirited Away and, like, My Neighbor Totoro are, like, they're like, most popular, biggest ones. So, like, every one of these, I can tell you right now, has some iteration of that before they get into it. So, it's basically just... it says a heartwarming adventure featuring a young boy who lives on a cliff top overlooking the sea, rescues a stranded goldfish, but it don't look like no goldfish I had ever seen before. Named Ponyo, he discovers more than he bargained for. Ponyo is a curious, energetic young creature who yearns to be human. It's super cute, very good. I highly recommend it for, kids, preteens. Skip over the teens, and then when you get into your like mid to late 20s, you might like come back to this. It may still be too immature for you, but as you get older, it swings back around. And my wife and I really enjoyed this. This is one of my favorites. Definitely very upbeat, very enjoyable, very fun. And all of these, I shouldn't say all of these. There's a couple of these I wouldn't say are family, fun for the whole family kind of thing, like Grave of Fireflies, that kind of. I don't know about that, but like My Neighbor Totoro, Princess Monaco, Ponyo, Spirited Away, Castle in the Sky. Those I would definitely recommend for like the whole family could sit down and enjoy that together, and everybody's going to get something else out of it. And then it's always great too that I recommend the whole family watch it, because you're bringing your family together, but also like parents can. This is a good opportunity for parents to how do I say this? Like bring the message a little bit more to the surface, by being able to relate that to your child. I don't know if that makes sense or if that helps you, but they're family films, and if it brings the whole family together, it can't be all bad, right? So, but that's highlights from my collection. That's my Studio Ghibli collection. Like I said, the blind buy ones, I'm definitely gonna be doing slip boxes for those, and I'll do review videos for those as I watch them. Maybe if I can somehow swing it, I can get the wife to give me her thoughts on it. I doubt I'll get her on camera, but maybe I can get a transcript of the conversation that we'll have. But anyway, that's all I have for you today. I hope this video was enjoyable and entertaining for you. If you like this kind of content, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you guys next time.